we finished lesson 6, and now we are on lesson 7. Okay. So lesson 7 is pretty simple. Okay. It's going to be 39. الدرس السابع. السلام عليكم. Alright. So we're going to start. Is everyone done with this?
No, dude.
Okay. We'll give everyone one more minute. Alright. On you go. So lesson 7 introduces one of the other pronouns or nouns of pointing things out. Okay, so we started with hada, right? Hada alif. Okay, so we said hada you use for something which is masculine, right? So if I have a pen, I would say hada qalam, right? I would say hada qalam. And then if I would have, when we said hadhihi, which we learned last lesson, is for something which is feminine. So if I have a watch, I would say hadhihi sa'ata, right? So you have masculine here and feminine here. Then the other thing was hada versus dhalika. So when do you use hada versus when you use dhalika? Close and far, right? So how do you say near in Arabic? I'm gonna write qarib here. Qaribun. And how do you say far? Ba'id. Or you can just write near or far. Okay. So if I have the pen near me, I would say hada qalamun. If the door is far away, I would say dhalika babun. That is a door. Okay. So we've learned that hada and dhalika is for male, for near and for far. We've learned hadhihi is for female if it's near, like hadhihi sa'atun. But if something is female and it's far away, if I want to say that is a car, do I use dhalika or what do I use? Tilka. Right? So this is, you're going to use tilka. Okay. So how do you say that is a car over there? Tilka sayyaratun. Tilka sayyaratun. So if it's a female object, just like we said shams is a female object, so if I'm pointing to the sun, I would say tilka ash-shams. Tilka ash-shams. Okay? I think that's basically lesson 7. So let's go ahead and read, and then we'll we're reading together. So if you have the black and white book, it's on page 39. If you have the other book, it's page 52. Is everybody on it? No? 39. It says Ad-Dars As-Sabi'. Alright, so the first one, Sister Tahira. Read the first line. And then what's the answer? هذه آمنة. So the question is من هذه, and why do you use هذه instead of هذا? You're asking about a female, right? You're asking about a woman, so you say هذه, and then because you're describing it, you say هذه آمنة. هذه آمنة. This is آمنة. Next sentence, Shireen. ومن تلك, which means in English. Not what is that. Who is that? So someone is far away and you're saying who is that? And it's a woman standing there, so you say tilka. You use tilka. And what's the answer? Tilka Fatimatu. Tilka Fatimatu means that is Fatima. Okay? Next sentence, Sir Zubaydah.
هذا طيبتي
هذه
طيبتي
طبيبة. Okay.
وتلك
ممرضة. Okay. What does هذه طبيبة mean?
This is the doctor.
This is a doctor.
This is a doctor.
And what is وتلك ممرضة mean?
And that is a
Nurse. And that is a nurse. So this is a doctor and that is a nurse. So if the person is near you, you say هذه. And if the woman is far away, you say تلك. Okay, ممرضة means nurse. Next one, Sister Zohra.
هذه من الهندي وتلك من الياباني.
هذه من الهندي, which means
This he is a English.
no. So هذه means this. This is from.
This is from India.
This is from India. وتلك من اليابان means
And that is from Japan.
that is from Japan. Good. Okay. Next one, Brother Anwar.
هذه طويلة وتلك كثيرة.
وتلك كثيرة. What does هذه طويلة mean?
This is طويلة.
طويل means tall, right?
Oh, tall.
So this is tall.
This is tall.
وتلك قصيرة.
But that is short.
Short, right? So we said that you can make any object, any noun. Like if you have something like tawilun, right? We learned tawilun, right? But if you're describing a feminine object or something that's feminine, you're gonna change tawilatun to tawilun to tawilatun. Tawilatun. So the lam gets a fatha, and then you end up having a closed tab. Same thing with qasiratun, ba'idatun, qaribatun, etc. Okay. Next one, Brother Paul. Man hada means
who is this?
who is this? And the answer?
Hada Hamid.
Hada Hamidun, which means?
This is Hamid.
Okay, continue.
Me?
Yeah.
ومن ذلك.
ومن ذلك means?
And who is that?
And who is that far away? And the answer is?
ذلك علي.
ذلك علي, meaning?
That is Ali.
That is Ali. Okay. Next one, Brother Abdul Jalil.
تلك
Dajjajatun.
Dajjajatun.
Tilka dajjajatun means is that a chicken?
Duck.
Duck. So what is the answer?
لا تلك بطة.
Battatun. La tilka battatun. So battatun means duck. So dajjajatun is chicken. Battatun is duck. So they're both feminine objects, right? So you have to use.
Is this chicken?
Is this a chicken? Dajjajatun.
Good.
Go ahead.
If you start off the question like say you was asking about is that a chicken, but the answer then something male, masculine. You don't keep the feminine. You have to reply back in the
Right. So if it was a, let's say a cat, you would ask atilka dajjajatun. You would say la dhalika qitta. Okay. So you would use a correct noun. What were you saying, Sister Moon?
Is still place is this or that?
So that is for far away, right? So just like dhalika is for that far away, tilka is for that, for female far away. So it means that.
How do you pronounce chicken again?
Dajjajat.
Dajjajatun.
So there's a shadda on the first jim. Dajjajatun. Dajjajatun. And there's on battatun too. Battatun, there's a shadda on the ta. Next page or the next line, Brother Ala.
Ma tilka.
Ma tilka means
What is that?
what is that, and what is the answer?
That tilka baydatun, that is an egg.
That is an egg. Baydatun, egg. Okay. Next one, Brother Afnan.
So this is why you use the tilka baitatun. Why the egg is two parts? Why is
Why is it feminine?
yeah?
What does it have at the end?
Baitatun.
Baydatun.
Baydatun.
It has a closed ta at the end. So that's why it's closed ta at the end means it's feminine. Okay. Next sentence, Sister Aulia. Okay, you hit a mudaf ilayhi. So pronounce it like a mudaf ilayhi. Sayyaratu. Sayyaratul mudarrisi. Hadihi sayyaratul mudarrisi. So if you want pencil, you can put a dhamma on the ta marbuta at the end of sayyaratu. And then what do you put at the end of the sin on the mudarris? Kasra, right? So what does hadihi sayyaratul mudarris mean, Sister Aulia?
This car belongs to the teacher.
Not this belongs.
This is the teacher's car.
This is the car of the teacher, or this is the teacher's car. Keep going.
وتلك سيارة
Mudiri.
Oh,
وتلك سيارة المدير means
that is the car of the headmaster or boss.
and that is the car of the principal or boss. Okay. Next one, Mr. Kenzie. Yes.
Like هذه سيارة المدرس سيارة المدرس see?
Yes.
Like why is مدرس right?
So when you have mudaf and mudaf ilayhi, just like we write Rasulullahi, so you have a mudaf, an object, and then a possessor. Rasul Allahi. So the owner of the object gets a kasra. So Allah is the owner of Rasul. So just like the owner of the car is mudir, or sorry, mudarris, it gets a kasra, mudarrisi. Okay. So Kenzie. هذه الساعة عباس هذه. You tell me what that means? Is this the watch of Abbas. As-sa'atu Abbasin hadhihi. Is this the watch of Abbas? Can you read the answer? Okay. La hadhihi sa'atu Hamidin means what? And then tilka sa'atu Abbas. That is the watch of Abbas. Good. Last one, Sister Zuhra. Sorry, go ahead.
At the question, they said it has hadihi at the end. When you ask them the question, is it always going to be like that?
It doesn't have to be, but it's more eloquent that way. You can say ahadihi sa'atu Abbas, but I think it's more eloquent to say sa'atu Abbas and hadi. But either way.
Zubaydah.
Sorry, Zubaydah.
ذلك ذكر
Mhm.
تلك دجاجة.
Translation?
That is a rooster,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Mm-hmm.
is a chicken.
That is a rooster and that is a chicken. MashaAllah. Alright? So you use again dhalika and tilka. Male, female. Any questions? Okay. So the exercise, Iqra Waktub, the first one, that's your homework. Read it, write it, say it out loud. Sorry?
Chicken, dajjal.
Yeah, the first one, the judge. Exercise number 2, أشر إلى كلمات الآتية باسم إشارة للبعيد ذلك وتلك. So the exercise number 2 is just using ذلك or tilka, right? So if it's a male, you use ذلك, tilka, female. We're not going to do this. كلمات الجديدة, what's ممرضة? كلمات الجديدة الممرضة nurse. الحديقة garden. البطة duck. المؤذن the muezzin, the one who gives the adhan.
Or caller.
The caller, yeah. الناقة, what's naqa?
Camel.
Camel.
Camel?
Yes. A female camel. Instead, so we had jamalun, right? Jamalun is camel, but there's also naqatu. هذه ناقة الله, right, in Surah Al-Layl, I think. هذه ناقة الله. Do you know what the difference is, Brother Ala? Naqa, isn't that like a pregnant camel?
I have not.
Okay. It's just a female camel, yes.
Do all animals have a female version of the noun? Or of the, yeah. Or is it just like some of them?
I don't think all of them do, because I know like if you say rooster, you're saying dikun, that's male, and then chicken, the jazatun is female, and then we just said jamalun and naqatun, but I don't think all of them do. So like let's say a female dog, right? What's a male dog? Kalbun. Right? So if I wanted to say a female dog, what would I say? Kalbatun. Right? I would say kalbatun.
This is a read and write, which exercise we don't see.
So the first exercise, Iqra Waktub, that's your homework. The second one we're not going to do, it's just a simple exercise. And that's basically, this one was a short lesson. So let's take a 3-minute break and then we're going to come back and do lesson 8. Hadiqa is garden.
Did he send me this one?
Bushra? I recorded one before and I was like, it was a little blurry, but I think so, yeah. But I don't know if like they'll see the. I think I have to write a little bit deeper. Yeah, I think so. We'll see. This is lesson 7. We're doing
So lesson 7 is our home.
Imama and Khalfa and Hada Rajul instead of Hada Rajul. Hada like this man.
So lesson 7 is our homework.
The exercise 1 on lesson 7 is your homework. But you're gonna get more, so don't.
Well, that's probably
We were doing your sentence, the cat went to the door.
Some people
That's the beat.
Yeah.
mentally, no?
He has even longer ones.
I was telling Brother Afnan that before he teaches, he'd ask everyone if they want to take the red pill or the blue pill. Everybody. Please meet you.
Alright, so let's go ahead and start. So lesson 8 is not that, it's pretty simple, inshallah. There's nothing really new to learn, we're just learning a new way of forming sentences. And basically, yeah, you're just expanding on whatever you already know, so it's not too much. Okay, so how do you say this is Muhammad in Arabic? هذا محمد, right? هذا
Muhammad.
we would say this is Muhammad. Alright, how do you say this is a man? هذا رجل. هذا رجل. In English we would say this is a man. Are both of these complete sentences?
Yes.
Yes, right? We can put a period at the end because we know that these are, it's a complete sentence, there's nothing missing. Okay? Now, what if I want to say, instead of saying this is a man, if I wanted to say this man, is that a complete sentence? Can I put a full stop at the end and say that's it? No, right?
No.
So I have to say this man, but I can't say that that's a complete sentence. So I have to tell you something about this man, right? So if we're talking about subject and predicate, have we gotten to the predicate yet in this case? No, right? But in this case we have, because we said this is the subject and a man is your predicate. Okay, so you have both the subject and the predicate. But if I say this man, I've just talked about the subject. Both this and man in this case, they don't tell me anything about the subject. Okay? So I have to say like this man is big or something, right? Then I have a complete sentence. So I have to say this man is big. Okay? How do I say this man in Arabic?
هذا
I'm going to start with هذا. Okay. Am I going to say رجل or what am I going to do? رجل.
How do you say it?
الرجل.
الرجل. So this is incorrect. هذا رجل is not correct. Okay. So I'm going to say هذا الرجل.
Okay.
If I'm saying it, I'm going to say هذا الرجل. I put a shadda on the ra. So because the ra is a shamsiyya letter, I'm going to jump from the dal to the ra. هذا الرجل. Okay. That's why there's a shadda there. But هذا الرجل means this man. Okay. So instead of saying a man, now I've said it. Now I'm talking about a specific man, so I made it definite. And because it's definite, there's an al there, and one of the dhammas is dropped. Right. So this is all going back to lesson 1. So when you go from a man to the man, you drop one of the dhammas and you add your al. That's definite. So when you say هذا الرجل, now you're talking about this man specifically. Okay? How do you say is big? Kabir, right? So I'm just gonna write Kabir. So is this a complete sentence now? Yes. Before, if it was just هذا الرجل, was that a complete sentence?
No.
No, right? So I have to tell you something about the subject. So I have to say كبير. هذا الرجل كبير. That's the gist of lesson 8. It's not that difficult. Okay? It's not shibu jumla. So if I'm analyzing هذا الرجل, I said that I'm talking about my subject, right? So what's the subject? Is it هذا or is it الرجل? It's هذا, right? هذا is your subject, is whatever came first. What's الرجل then? It's not the subject. We said the subject is هذا. It's not the predicate. If it was a predicate, then this would be a complete sentence. It's nope.
Not object.
Did anyone watch the video? It's okay. So this, I'm going to say that it's like the subject, but it's a substitute for the subject. So in Arabic, we call it badal. We don't have to write it in Arabic, but we call it badal because it's a substitute for hada. So if I took out hada, right, if I erased it and I said ar-rajulu kabirun, would that be a sentence?
Yep.
Yes, right? I'm saying the man is big. So I can use ar-rajul or I can use hada. Because I have both, I have to say one is the subject. This is my mubtada.
Is it Jamilun Munfasilan? Is the same thing?
No. I'm just throwing words. So this is my mubtada, this is my subject, and I say the rajulu is badal for hada. So it's a substitute. It takes the place of hada. And then kabirun is sabr. Hada rajulu kabir. This man is big. Okay.
Al-Rajulu becomes a definite noun.
Yes.
Now, when is it indefinite?
It's not indefinite. Because I'm talking about a specific man, it has to be definite.
If you say men, then you say Rajulu.
Yes.
Men as
No, not men, because men is plural.
Okay,
So either I can say rajulun, a man, or I can say ar-rajulu, but I can't say men.
so that's the okay. What it is you say a man, but it's Rajulun.
Yes.
But it's a specific man.
You can't ever say in English this man, but not mean a specific person, right? So it's the same thing in Arabic, but in Arabic the difference is that you have to get rid of the dhamma, and you have to put in alif.
You take rid of that and then
So you have to make ar-rajulu specific. The other thing that's in lesson 8, we've done prepositions, which were what? Fi, ala, anything else? Ila, min, and what was the most recent one? Li. So li or la. Okay. So these are prepositions.
Aina.
No, that's a question. Aina means where.
Where?
Now we're gonna learn adverbs.
What was the case where you say the rajulu kabirun? What lesson was that you said? That was
8.
8. What were they trying to teach us?
So this lesson has a rajulu is lesson 8. So they're just trying to say this man.
Because you could say the man or a man, but you couldn't say this man and the man.
So before we learned like hada rajulun, right?
Yeah.
We learned to say this is a man.
Yeah.
Or we said this is the man. We could say hada ar-rajulu, right? But you couldn't say this man, or you couldn't say this imam, or you couldn't say
Well,
this boy.
You just said that.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I'm understanding.
We're saying that hada rajul is a way to specify someone definitely with using hada, or hadihi, or dhalika, or tilka. So it's basically saying, instead of saying hada Muhammadun or hada rajulun, you're saying hada rajul, this man. But you haven't completed your sentence yet, right?
Okay, so instead of saying this is the man, that's a complete sentence, right? What if I want to say this man? Is that a complete sentence?
So that's what we learned. Right? You can point out someone and say this man or this woman or so on and so forth.
There's no special rules that I'm seeing.
There is no rule.
Okay.
Right? The only rule is that if you analyze it grammatically, you're going to see that the hada and the rajul, they serve the same function of subject. So if I took out a rajulu, I would say hada kabir, this is big. If I'm talking about a specific person, I would say this is big, or this is a big person.
Or I can say huwa kabir, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or I can say huwa rajul means he is the man. And but if I want to say this man, I have to say hada rajul.
So you're not learning anything new, you're just learning a way to say something that you couldn't say before.
But let me ask you this, maybe I'm not saying that. Hada, you're saying this. When you say this, is that definite?
Yes.
So what isn't it like a double definite there? Hada and.
That's why it's called badal, because badal means it's performing the same function. They're both definite and they're both subjects. So hada is definite, it's a subject. Ar-rajulu is definite, it's a subject. But because you're just emphasizing the fact that you can say this man.
So, But why, like, when you're speaking like that, it seems to me like it's extra, if not needed.
Yes.
No, drop
So
the
why-
hada. Drop the hada. What would you get?
الرجل خبير.
So you just said the man is big.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about this man, not that man.
So I would say هذا رجل كبير. I'm saying why would?
Because you're pointing at all the men.
But I'm saying that. Yeah, I'm saying. But I'm saying why couldn't I say هذا رجل كبير without the al?
هذا رجل كبير.
No, he said no alf.
What throwing me off is the al. When it seems to me like it's already definite because you're saying هذا. This. Why would you need al?
Because that would apply from Mudaf to Mudaf today, but that was an exception. This is like the original.
So yeah, so that in the mudaf ilayh you drop the al because it's a mudaf. It's an object being owned, so you don't put al. But in most cases, by default, if something is definite, it has to have al. The exception comes when you have a mudaf ilayhi, like Rasulullah, right? So you don't say ar-Rasulullah, you say Rasul Allah. But that's because it's an object.
Okay, so you're saying anytime it's definite, you have to have the L, and
Yes.
the only exception is.
Not the only exception, but
One
one of the
exception
exceptions
is
is that it's mudaf.
How would you recognize things without the mudaf ilayh?
When the mudaf has no al, and the mudaf ilayhi has a kasra. So you would say Rasul, Allah, He. So if you have Rasulullahi, there's a kasra on the al, so you know it's the messenger of Allah. Okay. Sister Kenzie? So we're going to learn that, I think, in the next few lessons, how to give adjectives or sifat or characteristics to someone. So we're going to learn, like, if I want to say this is a tall man, I would say هذا رجل طويل. So I'm going to add modifiers to رجل after رجل. رجل طويل كبير صغير da 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 da. But you can use it here too. هذا رجل كبير or طويل. So you can use both to describe someone. But the only difference is that in this case it would be indefinite. You would be talking about any specific person, but in this case you're talking about a specific person. Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. They're both equally valid, so it doesn't matter which you use, as long as you say what you're intending to say.
I think I got my answer when you said can be like both is right. But my question was referring to the other question that when you said Haza Rajulu Kabiru, right? Like doesn't that mean that you're specifying that man is tall? That is the man whom you're specifying
Yes.
is tall.
Let's say there's someone standing outside and I don't know him, and he's tall. So I would say هذا رجل or ذلك رجل كبير. That's a big man. That's a big guy, right? So I'm specifying. I'm saying it indefinitely because I'm saying that is a tall man, right? Even though هذا is specific. So هذا I'm specifying that man. If that meant, like, if I said هذا الرجل, or sorry, ذلك الرجل كبير, it means the same thing. That man is big. It's the same thing, but in this case, I'm more specifying it that's a definite.
So like one of them is saying that man is big, and I can also say that is a big man. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I understand now because.
Got
So
it?
that man is big, or that is a big man.
Alright, we have 5 minutes. I was going to do adverbs. So adverbs are basically, they're like prepositions, but they're more about describing a place or time. So we're going to learn أمام and خلف. Okay? So these are adverbs. أمام means, anyone want to guess? Where does the imam stand? We're not saying amam, we're saying imam. In front, right? So amama. So it's like imam, but it's amam with a fatha. amam means in front of,
So what is khalf?
behind. So these are both in the Quran. Amama means in front of. Don't confuse that with imama or imamun. So imamun is a noun. It's an ism. But amama is an adverb. Okay, and khalfa is behind. What happens to the noun that comes after imama and khalfa? It becomes majroor. It has a kasra. So if I say ana imam al masjid, I am in front of the masjid, I would say imam al masjidi. Ana imam So just like fi and ala and ila, amam, the noun that follows it gets majroor status. It has a kasra at the end. Like if I said ana fil masjidi, or if I said ana amam al masjid. Okay? But the difference is that amama is an adverb and fi is a preposition. But they both serve the same function in that the noun that follows them, that's kasra.
You can pretend kinda that the first one is mudaf and the next one is mudaf ilayh.
Yes, that's gonna be. Actually, it's similar to that, but that's a more grammatical aspect to it. But for now, just know that.
It's like preposition, they do the same thing, right? So adverbs, they follow the same thing.
All adverbs are okay.
Yes, but grammatically, they're closer to mudaf and mudaf ilayhi than they are to harf jar. That's up. Any questions?
Is that all adverbs will do that?
Yes. Okay, so basically we didn't get to read lesson 8, but that was the lesson. So we're gonna read it on Wednesday, and then you guys can actually, if you want, you can do the first exercise or the second exercise if you want. But it's up to you. We already gave the homework, right? Lesson 6, exercise 1, and we're gonna do. Oh, sorry, lesson 7, exercise 1, and then we're gonna do lesson 8 tomorrow, Wednesday. Jazakumullahu khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
By the way, the homework is mandatory because someone told me that because we didn't make it mandatory.